In order for you to be disciplined, you need to be able to be motivated. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and that is going to be the topic of today's video. With that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates, as well as leave the rest and grab your pen and your paper and be prepared to take notes. There's this misconception that in order for you to be disciplined, you're not always going to be motivated. And the reason why that does not make sense or does not correlate is because motivation is the reason on why someone acts in the way that they do, is the reason why their behavior is a particular way. Motivation is the general desire and the willingness to do something. So in order for you to be motivated, you have a certain level of enthusiasm. You have a certain level of ambition. You have a drive. When it comes to being disciplined, discipline is the practice and the training for people to become obedient to regulate certain rules, to practice a certain code of behavior, and correcting disobedience. So when you're being disciplined, you have a certain level of control. You have a certain level of regulation. You are exercising an activity or an experience that provides mental, physical, financial, subconscious, conscious training. So in order for somebody to be disciplined, they have to be intentional about their behavior. So in order for you to be intentional about your behavior, this is where the motivation comes in. You need to know why you're being intentional about your behavior. So in order for you to be disciplined, you need to be motivated. That is how you're going to stay in alignment of your desires. When it comes to being successful, when it comes to being consistent, once again, you will not be consistent until you are committed. You cannot be consistent until you are committed. This is why people start something, and then when they get in the middle or they experience adversity or things become challenging, they're not able to move forward. They're not able to look past their current circumstances. So in this video, we're going to give some reminders and recommendations. So therefore, when you're in the middle stages of your elevation or you're in your isolation, you do not feel stuck and stagnant, and that you don't give up. The first thing you have to do in order for you to not feel stuck and stagnant is to figure out what it is that you want. We're going to start very basic and very simple. You need to know what it is that you want. Whether it's to elevate, to become the best version of yourself, a house, lose weight, gain weight, millions of dollars, trillions of dollars, whatever it is, you need to know what it is that you want. So that's the first thing you need to be writing down on your notes and in the comment section and when you see this video. The second thing you need to do is to figure out why. That is the motivation. So motivation equals reason. And you guys, once I get better at editing, I'll be able to put fancy stuff on the screen. But right now we have why, our reason, and then we have motivation. What do you want and why do you want it? When you know why you want something, then we could change our behavior, which equals the discipline. So behavior and discipline. You guys following me? Okay, cool. If you don't know what you want, why would you feel the need to change your behavior? Or how do you think you're going to change your behavior if you're not intentional or you're not specific? So the third thing, oh my gosh, you guys saw that? The third thing, once you figure out what it is that you want and why you want it, is to figure out what can you do today when watching this video to start. You see, no more excuses. Once you figure out you want something and you know why you want it, you don't have to focus on what you don't have, because that's obvious. You know what you don't have. There are some things that you do have. And before you say you don't have nothing, if you're currently watching this on YouTube, you have the internet. So you have a search engine, you have TikTok, you have social media, you have a phone, you have a computer, you have Wi-Fi. You can also use YouTube because it's a search engine. Go to the library. You can call somebody. You have friends. You have resources if you're able to watch this video. We don't need to continue to focus on what we don't have. We don't need to continue to focus on being sad. It's 2025. We're here to actually execute our goals and make them a reality. It's nothing delusional. It's not impossible, and you're capable. And that's going to be the fourth thing. Become motivated. When you know why you want something, you will then realize what's in your control. You will then take the time, you will then take the resources, and you will start. You have to realize that In order for you to accomplish something, you have the beginning, the middle, and the end. A lot of times, depending on what it is that you're trying to experience, it's going to take time. So you have to be practical. You need to take some time to figure out what you're able to do and when you're able to do it. So the first two questions were just in general, but a lot of times before you say you want something and before you figure out your why, do not rush. You need to take your time and to figure out why you want what you want. Don't say you just want a house. You need to figure out why you want a house. And then, like I said, figure out what you can do to start getting this house, because it comes with responsibility. Discipline, responsibility. Discipline comes with a certain level of responsibility. But in order for you to be responsible, you need the motivation. You need your reasoning. If you have your reason on why you're becoming responsible, you then become excited. You then get the ambition. You then get the drive, which turns into the grind, which allows you to stay consistent. So therefore, when you are tired, when you are overwhelmed, you don't have to give up. You don't have to stop. You have your moments where you rest. And that's going to be the third or fourth thing. Let me know what number I'm at because I lost count. Be practical about what's in your control. Because there's only 24 hours in a day, you do not have to complete a trillion tasks in a day. If you work 6 days out of the week and you only have 1 day to yourself, you have to be able to break down within that day how many hours you can put for yourself to rest, how many hours you could put into whatever it is that you want to do. You have to learn how to have time management in order for you to become disciplined. You don't have to overwork yourself. Over here, I don't believe in working hard, and I don't believe in being a slave. I'm not saying that you don't have to work at all, but we don't do that. We work smarter over here. And as somebody who is an entrepreneur, as somebody who's very stable in every area of their life, I don't have to work hard. It is very unfortunate that some people do, but if you choose to watch these videos, we don't have to work hard. You have to realize that it's a mindset. I'm not saying that you don't have to work at all. And if you want to get to this level of abundance, which is unlimited, you have to be able to train yourself. And that's where the discipline comes into. And that's going to be the next following things. Once you figure out your why, once you are practical, once you are able to realize what's in your control and work on your time management, then you can start putting in the action. So once again, if you work 6 days and you only have 1 day to yourself, that 1 day, what action are you doing? You see, being disciplined requires you to practice daily. So every single day of your life matters, even on the days that you rest. Nobody is saying that you can't rest. Like I said, I'm not here to work you guys out. I'm not here to burn you out, because a lot of people who end up working themselves out and burning themselves out have a lot of anxiety and are extremely anxious. And a lot of times they feel disconnected and end up being depressed. And that's what we want to avoid. As your favorite mental health specialist who's a naturopathic physician, we're not here to be stressed out. There's no reason to be stressed out and overwhelmed. We need to be practical. We need to realize, okay, these are the days that I work. If you're not an entrepreneur, if you don't have, the time, this is the time that I have to myself. This is the time that I have for my kids. You have to be practical. You can make the time. It's all about if you want to. And that's the motivation. That's the motivation. You need to be motivated in order for you to be disciplined. You're going to have days where you have time. You're going to have days where you don't. The days that you don't, you're not going to have to worry about. You're not going to have to stress yourself out, because you know you have other things to do. Because once again, everybody's schedule is different. The third or fourth or fifth thing, at this point, I'm just going to continue to talk because I lost count. If you know what number I'm at, let me know. The third or fourth thing with that is figuring out what's in your control. So if you have a goal to lose weight and you work, like I said, 6 days, on that day that you have off, and let's just say you took 2 hours or 3 hours to yourself, what can you do to start to lose weight? What exercises, what workouts, what yoga positions do you need to start implementing on your phone, on your computer? What can you look up on YouTube? What can you watch? When can you schedule an appointment to see a personal trainer or to get a gym membership? When you have time to yourself, you have to use it wisely. That is how you're going to become disciplined. When you are becoming disciplined, once again, this is a skill. So every single day that you show up for yourself, every single day that you practice, every single day that you become motivated and you stay motivated, once you have your reason on why you're doing what you're doing, you'll be able to stay consistent. You need to be motivated in order for you to be disciplined, because even on the days where maybe you're tired, like I said, if you're tired, you're gonna rest, because that's what we promote. But when you don't rest, like let's just say you have to do something, if you're motivated, you're gonna be able to push through it. A lot of people, like I said, get stuck in the middle, and I'm speaking from experience. If you have a goal, like if your goal is to save $1,000, and let's just say you've been working for like a year or 3 months, and you only have $200 to $300, you can't give up. If you're motivated, there's no reason for you to give up, because you've trained yourself, you started implementing certain behaviors, and you're no longer doing what you used to do. So another thing to be aware of, when you decide to be disciplined, you're going to have to motivate yourself. That's what nobody told you. You're going to have to be able to be your biggest support system. As your favorite mental health specialist, as your favorite rich auntie, if you know, you know, I'll be able to give you guys the resources and the tools and the best experience and the best of my knowledge. But it's still up to you, like I said, to take what resonates, leave the rest, and implement it. It's no point of you watching these videos if you're not taking notes, if you're not applying it to your life, because the time is going to go by, life is going to go on, and you may not have, like I said, all the tools and the resources and the finances. You don't need that. Over here, we are independent. Over here, we're self-made. Nobody handed me the things that I wanted in my life right now, currently where I'm at right now. And it's not to be a victim. It's not for anybody to feel bad. It's not for anybody to be sad, but it's like, you're capable of doing things by yourself. You have to believe in yourself. That's how you stay motivated. So if you lack personal belief, let me know down below so I can make a video talking about how to believe in yourself. So therefore you can work on that. If not, I have over 400, 300 videos breaking things down when it comes to mental health and confidence and success and consistency, and why is it important to like yourself? Why is it important to believe in yourself? Because at the end of the day, you're always going to be in your life. Other people that you know are going to come and go. And if they're not financing you, if they're not feeding you, they're not pouring into you, it is what it is. You cannot accomplish your goals just because people don't want to support you, or because you feel like you need external validation. Because the reason why, once again, you need to stay motivated is because when you motivate yourself, you're going to want to get excited. If you're not genuinely excited for your goals, like I said, if you really don't know why you're doing what you're doing and you're just trying to wing it out, you're going to be conflicted. You're going to have days where you doubt yourself. You're going to have days where you try to overwork yourself. And over here, like I said, we take our time. So yes, it does require you to be patient over here when you watch these videos. It does require you to take months, days, weeks, and years, but there's no timeline to success. You're not in a rush. Over here, we regulate our nervous system. The people, like I said, who are rushing, they have a lot of anxiety. They have a lot of anxiety. They're always anxious, or they're fatigued. They're too tired. And you should never be too tired or too anxious to do the things that you want to do. If you're at that point, you need to rest. And what happens is when people work so much, the moment that they do get to rest, they feel like there's something wrong with them. And it's not like that. Resting is a level of freedom that a lot of people do not have. And I know, because I'm speaking from experience. You guys see me, I be coming on here with my little scarf and my house clothes / pajama clothes. These are not my pajamas, but these are my house clothes that I wear. And being successful, like I said, has nothing to do with the materials and like wealth, but it's the freedom to have control over yourself and to do what you want when you want to, because it's your life. Now, once again, when you're starting, when you are elevating and you're used to a way of living and you've been taught and programmed certain things, your homework assignment is to figure out your what and your why, and to make sure that you're going to be able to commit. So if you're new here, we give out homework assignments, we give out challenges. The challenges, you got to let me know in the comment section down below or in the next video and on your piece of paper that you're taking your notes. And I'm challenging you in your homework assignment is to figure out what you want and why you want it, and if you are sure that you're ready to commit to it. You need to know for sure that you want to lose a significant amount of weight. You need to know for sure that you want to gain a significant amount of weight. You need to know for sure that you want to move. You need to know confirmation. I don't know if you guys heard that. You need to know You can't, oh, I think I'm just gonna. No, you need to know. When you know something, you act accordingly. Once again, when you know, which is motivation, so knowing and motivation, you take certain risk, you take certain behaviors, which is discipline. So do you know what you want? Do you know how it's going to make you feel? Do you know what you could start doing? If not, let me know. Don't be afraid. This is a judge-free place. We don't discriminate, whether you're black, white, Asian, hey, a gay, a them, she, he, we, if G. No rude and disrespectful comments. This is for the mature audience only. So if you're not mature, once again, that's not a specific age or race, you will be blocked or ignored. So be respectful, but just keep that in mind. You need to be motivated in order to be disciplined. So thank you guys for watching this video. I don't want to continue to yap unless you guys want a part 2, or like I said, let me know what's to you. Thank you guys for following me on all my social media platforms. All the information will be down in the description box below. And thank you guys for booking your service and your sessions. Make sure you guys are reading the booking policy so you know what service that you got and what comes with it, as well as turning on your post notifications. And thank you guys so much for engaging and liking these videos and following me on TikTok, on Instagram. I just got off live on my TikTok. Once again, all the information is in the description down below. I will be going live again this week. Let me know what day, what time, what works for you, and DM me if you're not able to afford a session and a service on Instagram. So I love you guys. Remember, you need to be motivated in order for you to be disciplined. Like, both correlates. You need both of them, because we can't be doubting ourselves. We don't need to be tired. Like, if we know that we want to lose weight and we took the time, so we have our time management, we know what days work for us, we know how much time, we know how much energy we are using, the resources that we have, right? We don't have to, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this, or it's no reason to doubt yourself if you're motivated. If you believe in yourself and let me know. People are like, oh, I don't make excuses. I'm motivated. I know I believe in myself, and that's why I accomplish the goals that I have, and that's why I create the videos that I do. And the only people who have a problem with me or you are the people who are not really about it. And yeah, I'm here to challenge people, because what about it? Energy speaks for itself. When you know you carry yourself a certain type of way, it is what it is. You don't have to. Why worry? Why would you be worried to lose weight if you're motivated and you take your time? Now, if you rush, if you're not 100% committed, if you don't have a reason why, if you're not sure, that's when you start something and you don't finish it. But why would we not reach our goals? It's 2025, okay? Love you, bye.